That's how you learn, with public humiliation.
Hi, my name is Dylan, and in this video we're going to replay the last turn of our MEG game from last week because I made a huge mistake. The mistake was around what happens when a flexible cavalry tug skirmishes and hits a board edge. The relevant section is on page 129 of the Compendium Rulebook. In my bloodlust, I stopped reading that page at section 4.7.2, which says a SUG is destroyed in this situation, but if one continues just one more section to 4.7.3, one would see that, and I quote here, if a tug reaching your edge, they stop immediately and the opponent gets a cab test on them, including tugs in skirmish form. Since I still had the save game, we redid this last turn. Nobles hit the board edge, they take a cab test, of course I whiff on that and do no damage, which serves me right. On to the shooting phase. The Numidians took revenge for my bullying of their nobles, and now this pike unit is one wound from breaking. In the movement phase, we do a little reorganizing. The exceptional Romans turned around to face the pikes who had hit them in the rear. My pike block flees from the javelins here just in case this somehow goes on for another turn. Similarly, my cataphracts get into position for a final charge if it comes to that. I originally thought things were more dire for me in the melee phase than they actually were. I would be looking at 2 even combats if it were not for the Roman general thrown in to support one of the files. So we have pike in 3 ranks, which are +2, versus exceptionals, who are +2 for quality. So my white die versus, and then we throw the general in there for an extra +1, which makes it a white die versus a Roman green die. The Romans did a wound, but I gave a wound in return. Technically, that broke the Roman tug, and the game was over then and there. We did roll the other file before we realized this. And they did another wound to my, pikes, which still would not have broke them. More controversy? Well, after the game, I was thinking about the situation there with the pikes and the Romans and the, weird angle they were at and whatnot. My opponent may have been able to align here to get a supporting file in, I think. When the pike contacted them originally from their rear, they could not align as they were fighting units to their front. But after those units were routed, maybe they could have aligned. In that case, maybe they would have thrown another white die, and maybe they would have gotten another wound. But that would not have changed the outcome, given the file we started with and the die that I rolled. So this one is over. The next time we play MEG, it will be a new game. I hope you enjoyed this mea culpa, or maybe found it informative. I can't promise we will replay every turn of every game in which I make a rules mistake, but please always let me know. If you see one in one of these videos, it does help us learn. I realize there is probably a special part of Hades reserved for me where I play the same turn of the same game over and over with a new rules correction each time. The gods will await their just revenge for my mortal hubris, though, just like you will wait for another video.
Aaron is just lurking here. He's not saying anything. I can see him in Discord.
You guys won't stop talking. You guys are just blah, 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 Romans, blah, blah, blah.